Dawson Rider Wiki.
Hey YouTube, Dawson Rider here. Welcome to the return of the Lupinranger vs. Patranger reviews. I was on hiatus for about 2 weeks. I'm sorry about that. As you know, if you follow these reviews, occasionally they will go on hiatus if other videos come up. It's been a crazy couple weeks between new reviews and then, of course, all the Power Rangers news and PMC just wrapped up. So I apologize about that, but they have returned. It's going to be a little bit differently done. I'm going to do it in the style of charades. No, I'm just kidding. But, you know, all three of these episodes, 26, 27, and 28, I believe it is, were all kind of fillery. Not from Fillery and Further. So I'm going to kind of just talk about, in general, my thoughts on the state of the show the last few weeks, with a couple, you know, obviously discussing the episodes, but I don't remember in detail everything from 26, which I believe was, like, the auction episode, so I'm going to give a general score rather than individually scoring them, just because there's stuff I want to talk about in relation to that. Alright, I think that's enough setup, don't you? Okay, so as I mentioned, 26 was an auction episode. I watched that so long ago, I only kind of vaguely remember stuff from it. I just remember it being kind of okay. Did I say 27 or 26? 26 auction. 27 was the aerobicizing episode. I'm not making that up. It was like, it was a, I just want to say, not Scott's focus episode. It was Green, I'm just forgetting his name right now. How am I forgetting his name? I'm such a professional reviewer, guys. People are going to tell me in the comments who it is. But anyway, it's kind of focused on him, and I feel like of the Pat Rangers, he gets the most focus. Like, everyone always, you know, makes jokes and complains, or whatever you want to say about how the Lupinrangers get more focus, but when the Pat Rangers get it, I feel like he's always the one, Sakuya, there we go, who gets all the focus, and it's kind of just about his insecurities. And it wasn't a terrible episode. Like, I didn't hate it, but, well, like, it was probably my least favorite one so far. Like, there was a couple amusing bits, like I liked when it's like, oh, it's a karate studio, and then they aerobicize, or like when Kairi and Umika, Utsusemimaru, no, like caught him in the Toma in the outfit. Like, there was some funny little beats, but it was just so okay, and it was a little silly. Speaking of silly, this week's most recent episode was about, well, the introduction. We did get kind of a significant thing. We got the introduction of the magic dial fighter, but it was about, like, Umika's dad coming in, and one thing I do have to say I like is, with the exception of maybe, I can't remember the auction episode, I've mentioned this previously, but I do like how Lupinranger versus Patranger will have some sort of, like, good character beat. Even in the most fillery of fillers, we're, like, learning something about the character or progressing them a bit. Even if it's small, it's nothing absolutely huge, but oftentimes in Sentai I find you do get a lot of throwaway fillers that you could just outright skip, because not only does it not give you anything for the plot, but nothing for the characters. And I think Lupinranger does a pretty decent job at that. Like, this week's episode with Umika wasn't like, oh my god, this is so good, but it had some really nice moments, like learning about her backstory of, you know, she moved out of her parents' house because she wanted to look for a friend, some nice scenes between him and Kairi, and, like, it wasn't anything huge, but I think that's why myself and so many others liked Lupinrangers better. I mean, the deck's kind of stacked for them, which is kind of funny because there was, like, a card bit this week. But because I feel like a more emotional connection to them, I feel like I know them more. So I do like stuff like that. And it was kind of interesting these last few weeks when I haven't been reviewing, because I was thinking a lot about how usually when Sentai gets in these filler ruts, I'm like the first one to be, you know, be on Twitter complaining, just being complete, like, douche about it. Like, with Zyuohger and the Ninja, I really struggled with it. And I still feel definitely that Lupinranger does filler better, in my opinion, because I was kind of noticing, like, I'm not getting as annoyed as other people so soon, because, like, people were starting to get annoyed that, like, nothing was happening. But I legitimately enjoy Lupinranger every week. But I do have to say, after the debut of Good Cool Kaiser, we're, like, more than halfway through now, or, yeah, pretty much more than halfway through, and I do feel like they need to get something going. It is kind of crazy. Like, even though I haven't really encountered many episodes that I really dislike, I will agree it's getting slow, and I think even though, with the exception of maybe the aerobicizing episodes, I wasn't overly annoyed by the episodes, I kind of did feel the fatigue of it a little bit. I'd like us to see, or like for us to see, excuse me, getting things going a little bit more, whether it's you know, with the identities or with some of the mysteries behind Kogura or, you know, the ice guy. I honestly thought we would have handled him by now, or at least had our first major, you know, climax with him. That sounded weird, but you know what I mean. Like, I thought we would hit that first story where they kind of all encounter, and then, I mean, it's taking so long now, maybe when they encounter him, he'll go down, and we won't see him again. Who knows? But we need to do something. So I would overall say, for me, the show is like at about a 7 right now. I still find it enjoyable. I like the characters, but it's definitely got like a stagnant problem, which hopefully will, you know, be addressed. I did enjoy the debut of the Magic Dial Fighter. The fight of it was a little bit silly for me, but also I liked how unique it was. But I do really like the form it takes when it's on Lupin Kaiser. So there's that. Next week's is like a Keijiro memory episode, so I think that actually has the potential to be interesting. But anyway, again, sorry for the long hiatus. Hopefully I'll be back more on schedule next week. Until next time, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and of course don't forget to climb the steps and ring that bell so you get the notifications for all my videos. The Awesome Writer, signing out.